Let's talk to Uma Sudhir about that.
I can tell you something. In all our travels, she's the one person who got this trend of Vijay. She really kept on saying there's something happening here. And it's not just, you see, we talked to people, all the youngsters, and they were all Vijay. And we said, what about DMK? They said only mummies and daddies vote for DMK. Mummies and daddies.
So the generational divide.
Yeah, but then they started convincing their mummies and daddies
that Vijay is the way to go. Uma, you want to sort of weigh in on that?
Unbelievable things are happening here in Tamil Nadu, and yes, it does look like Access My India is getting it right, because if we are talking about 156 leads that we are seeing, more than 70 TVK is leading in, and the DMK is at about 46, and the TVK and the AIADMK plus is at 38 or so. What it means is that TVK by itself we are talking about, and DMK plus and ADMK plus we are talking along with their alliance partners, and even then the lead for the TVK is far ahead of everyone else here. So, immediately after the elections on the 23rd of April, I was just too curious about what was happening, and I spoke to about 30 people, random people standing at different bus stands and different places. And what we are seeing here is exactly what I thought. It was very difficult for us to extrapolate that for an entire state and say that this is what is going to happen. But if about 4 to 5 people were not willing to tell what they are going to do, 4 to 5 people were telling us DMK or ADMK, and the rest of the people were all telling us it is TVK, Vijay, Matram, TVK. That's what we heard. And Vijay, in his last speech, you would remember, Pranoy, that he was in fact appealing to children in the household. That of course came in for criticism, where he said, just like you would, nag your parents for getting a Kinder Joy chocolate, similarly, for Vijay Anna here, please nag your parents. And that's exactly what anecdotally, narratively, we were hearing from multiple families. And even post that, I was meeting some IT employees, some other manufacturing sector people, and everywhere somehow they were talking about Vijay. Was it because Vijay's own supporters were very vocal, they were more willing to come out and talk, whereas the traditional parties were not? That is something we kept thinking about, pondering about, but it was very obvious that it was far beyond what Vijay himself may have anticipated, for the simple reason that he did not even go out and campaign to the extent that one would have thought would have been necessary to be able to touch everyone. But yes, everyone kept saying this is probably a social media phenomenon, but we must remember that in a state like Tamil Nadu, even in a country like India, the connectivity is so high that everyone is connecting on social media and talking about this kind of changes that are happening. So it's not just the women and the youngsters that seem to be weighing in favor of Vijay or voting for Vijay. There were others as well, the family members as well, saying that yes, this is there with the DMK, yes, we got some welfare measures, with ADMK maybe law and order will be better, but no, why not change and see, why not give Vijay a chance? So one is the cult figure of Vijay itself working for him, and second is that fatigue with the Dravidian parties, and therefore even though he has actually spoken about the ideologies of all the different Dravidian leaders and the big figures, starting from an MGR, it does look like without the political experience of an MGR, Vijay seems to be heading that same way as 1977. Of course, these are still early days, but the leads seem to give a very clear indication of which way Tamil Nadu elections are going.